dangerous is it? I mean, if we're walking around.
Polar bear can be anywhere, behind any building, can attack you, can kill you.
Okay.
In our second episode in the islands of Svalbard, at the doorstep of the North Pole, we are heading to the abandoned Soviet city a few hours away by boat, Pyramiden, which has intrigued and confused us for years as it is technically located in Norway. So why was this Russian city built here? What led it to get deserted overnight? And what's left of it today? Join us on this adventure to find answers.
Adventure Day! Look at all the fresh snow. Also, by the way, seekdiscomfort.com.
Yeah.
New colors?
There's a brand new Seek Discomfort, so check, the link in the description.
Why are you pointing down there?
There?
He's pointing below the frame.
Let the adventure to the Russian ghost town begin.
Okay, amazing. I can't believe this is happening and I get to be here right now.
No cameras here, okay? Who are we filming for?
You're part of the filming crew.
What? Who are you filming for? I'm gonna have to ask you to delete the footage, okay?
Smell that? Adventure.
This is a real freaking adventure that we're on right now. The area we're going to is actually extremely dangerous with polar bears. It's the highest concentration of polar bears in the world.
See that white tank near the water?
Yeah.
That's where the guy got killed by a polar bear.
We're starting to see Pyramiden right now, which is where we're headed.
Can you imagine living out here? There's nothing here. It's just freezing cold.
Who would build a town here? It's in the middle of nowhere. What are we doing here?
Just a rusty, destroyed crane, and everything here looks like it's falling apart. I mean, I can't believe people once lived and operated a mine out of here. Can you imagine?
Can't believe we're here. It feels made up. A communist town on the edge of civilization.
This is even crazier than I thought.
Yeah, it's huge.
Welcome to the ghost town of Pyramiden. This city was originally built as a model for the ultimate communist city, and much like the Soviet Union, there's not much of it left. There's only a handful of buildings that are still inhabited. Everything else that you see around us is now abandoned.
Although at first glance, some of the buildings in town don't look so abandoned, with a closer look, we quickly started noticing the crumbling buildings, nature reclaiming the terrain, and a town from the Soviet era truly frozen in time.
Our 3-day exploration of this Soviet ghost town in the Arctic has officially begun. You know, I've gone to see a good amount of ghost towns, abandoned places, specifically this past year, and all three are probably three of the most unique ghost towns on the planet.
It's like a dream.
I think there's very few people who will get to see this.
Yeah.
We're some of the lucky ones.
That's
for sure.
I've seen a lot of eerie stuff, but that statue right there in front of that building, knowing where we are and surrounded by nothing but mountains and ice cold water, is definitely top 3 eeriest things I've ever seen. Can you tell me why you're carrying a weapon?
I'm carrying a weapon because although we are in a settlement, we are basically in wilderness. We can expect the bear encounter at any moment. That's why we are prepared for that.
Why did they go so high up north to build a communist town? Right.
Geopolitics.
Right. The set of islands of Svalbard are a one-of-a-kind territory ruled by something called the Svalbard Treaty. Created in 1920, it ruled that although this land is supervised by Norwegian law, any country that signs this treaty has rights to come build, mine, and extract however much they would like. 46 countries have signed this treaty around the world, including Russia, the US, and strangely enough, North Korea, which led Russia in Soviet times to build 2 mining towns here. First Barentsburg, which still has a small active operation, and then Pyramiden, today completely abandoned, which we are soon about to discover why. Russia's presence in the Arctic is much more strategic than some coal operations, however, but rather to ensure that as the North Pole is sadly melting and a new ocean is created, that they have claim and control for the new and immensely valuable trade routes in the Arctic.
What a crazy place to be stuck in.
Just surrounded by ghost town and
Ex-communist Soviet Russia.
polar bears everywhere. It's like you literally couldn't make up a worse environment to live in.
From like November to February, it's just pitch black, like night all the time.
The unique thing about this ghost town is that people actually wanted to live in Chernobyl and in Varosha. But this town, the only business here was the mining.
After just scratching the surface of the town on our first day, we spent the night in the last and only operating building and hotel in the town. And the next morning woke up to find that the entire abandoned city had been covered in a fresh layer of snow.
This is day 2. It snowed last night. And today we're gonna explore the inside of the buildings. Tommy had a pretty nice dream last night.
I was dreaming basically, I was chased by a polar bear, and there's 2 girls behind me who were closer to it. Like in one bite, the polar bear bit both their heads off.
That was in your dream?
Yeah.
Wasn't there an incident where a polar bear occupied the first floor of that building?
Yeah, it's been the bear got into the building and everyone who was working were kind of locked on the higher floors.
All right.
We're entering our first building.
So we are now going to walk into Paris, which was a dormitory for single women.
Russian newspapers dated 1996, so after the fall of the Soviet Union. Huh.
Wow. People just got up and left.
Like the decorations still on the wall everywhere. It's chocolate.
Yeah. Ah, the Beatles.
What? There's a hidden room? This is 76. This is like the start of this place. Like smack in the middle of the Cold War and the Soviet Union. All these little booklets, just like relics of history left here. I guess it is like a living museum. And you're not looking at these posters on a wall in a preserved museum. You're looking at it where it originally was, which is even more special, I guess. Whoa. So quiet.
People lived here.
Misha? Oh, why is the town called Pyramiden? What does it mean?
Very simple. As you can see, the top of this mountain has a pyramid shape.
Huh.
That's why it's called Pyramiden.
I guess that makes sense.
Whoa, what the? Look at this staircase. Wow.
It's kind of impressive they built this in the middle of nowhere.
So this was the canteen for the miners.
Wow. This is like what in shops in Egypt still have. This is how they measure.
Hello!
Wow, and the clock literally frozen in time.
It's probably the fridge that, yeah.
This is a big slaughterhouse, dude.
Smells horrible. This is the slaughterhouse where they killed the animals for the miners to eat.
Oh. Well, I'm quite eager to get away from this basement. No way. Oh my god. It's an Olympic swimming pool? It's worth mentioning that an adventure like this would not be possible without us being able to own our own brand like Seek Discomfort. So make sure you go to seekdiscomfort.com because today is our Black Friday sale. This is only going to be happening this week, so make sure you go to seekdiscomfort.com. It not only supports us and allows us to create the videos that you see, but it's also allowing you to rep the message, to remind yourself to prioritize getting out of your comfort zone.
Think of it this way. When you wear this, you've got the perfect magnet on you that will allow people who resonate with this message to be able to come up to you, to start conversations, to connect and go on adventures. And truly, there's nothing that we wear that generates more conversations and more spontaneous connections than this.
As you can imagine, living in this town was not easy, and only economically possible with the support of the mainland Soviet Union. But in 1970, things took a sour turn. A large and uncontrollable deadly fire broke out inside the mine, killing several miners. A fire that is still lasting to this day and required significant costs annually to localize. Over the years, several other deadly fires broke out in the mine, leading to financial hit after financial hit. As years went by and the city continued to struggle, the Soviet Union collapsed, and the country entered a devastating economic crisis, which led to the support to Pyramiden to dry up and the economic opportunity to slowly disappear. The final nail on the coffin that led to the fall of this town that I simply cannot make up is that in August of 1996, a plane traveling from Russia to Svalbard crashed and killed 141 people on board, a big portion of this town's population. They were all workers and families from the 2 Russian settlements of Pyramiden and Barentsburg. And so on the 31st of March in 1998, the last tons of coal were extracted and the mine was closed forever. Which explains why the latest dated document we found was from that year. With all job prospects lost, everyone left overnight, leaving this city literally frozen in time.
We're currently in the kindergarten of Pyramiden.
Wow, just some photos of people that used to attend this school. So many things are still set up like their shoes are still on the edge of these little beds.
It literally looks like it's staged for a movie set.
Yeah. Well, the most Lenin propaganda we've seen so far is in the classroom. Look at this Soviet map.
This is our land.
I noticed that in all the buildings, there's a lot of light. When it's so dark, you want to give some sense of like difference between like the outside and the inside.
Wow. That gave me chills. Just a child drawing killing Nazis.
After a few days in Pyramiden with no connection to the outside world, combined with the strange weather changes on all 3 days we'd spent here, it started to feel like we'd spent weeks in this town. There's something so tiring and inherently sad about these places that spending such a long time here started to take a toll on us. Which is why we decided, as the final step in our journey, as the sun came out for the first time on this trip, that we'd climb to the very top of the mountain where the mine shaft was located, and on the way take a final look inside the remaining traces of the mining operation.
And that, as you can see, is basically as high up as the sun's gonna get, and in a few weeks it's not coming back for another 3-4 months. For the locals, you can see they're really soaking this in because they know it's one of the last glimmers of sunlight they're gonna get for another several months.
Locals.
I mean, I'm literally talking about the 8 people that are here.
So this is the mechanic shop where they fix all the machinery going up to the mine. The tracks going up start from here, so we're gonna be following from here all the way up. Wow.
Making our way up to the top of the mountain right now. Literally walking on the tracks. The coal and the old carriages and everything is just left on the tracks. This is the old railway. Hard to make a whole lot look spookier than this.
I'm a little scared seeing how high up it is, but you know,
Scared?
I mean, just based on like it's been abandoned for 20-30 years.
It will not collapse suddenly.
So just take Misha's word, it's all good.
Halfway. I feel like we've gone so far. Yeah, Seek Discomfort. It's a great motto.
They say people come to Svalbard either searching for something or running away from something. In some ways, I'd say we did both. We went searching for stories in the northernmost territory we'd ever visited, yet also ran away from everything else we'd ever known. Experienced a short glimpse into a part of the world that not many ever dare to venture their way to. And we finally got to celebrate all traveling freely together to one of the most remote places on the planet. If you want to support these films, our clothing line Seek Discomfort is live right now with a restock of our tie-dye and a new collection for Black Friday. So go to seekdiscomfort.com to claim your free gift with purchase. See you next week.